welcome to Africa Action News Network. I'm lead anchor John Clancy, and here's my colleague Craig Maxwell.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the news. We have been relocated to Africa, and it's a great place here, let me tell you. And I want you guys to look out, again, for my great segment, The Voice of the People, where I talk to you, the viewers, and get your opinion and feeling about the importance of our top stories. And speaking of top stories, let's head over to John Clancy here with our top stories tonight.
Thank you, Craig Maxwell. Thank you, Craig. So we have breaking news on the story that has been going on for 2 weeks, which is the Libya gunmen who have surrounded the foreign ministry in Tripoli. And they have surrounded them because they want to kick out all Gaddafi-era officials in the government, and they want them out of the government. They have come with anti-aircraft weapons, AK-47s, and 20 vehicles, and the situation is extremely tense right now. They're hoping to come to an agreement. Well, we hope they would come to an agreement, but it doesn't look like either side will budge right now, because the Libya gunmen are saying that they want these officials out of the government for at least 10 years in their bill that they would want passed, and the officials are just not budging. So hopefully we will be able to come to an agreement and get the corrupt officials out of the government, but also return to peace. And now here's Craig Maxwell with the story of the people on this news.
Thanks, John. Thanks, John. I'm here with Brianna, and we want to know how she feels about these militiamen who are surrounding the foreign ministries in Libya.
Well, I think that these militiamen have a valid point as to why they want to be surrounding this building, because, I mean, if these guys were working with Gaddafi, who did very bad things, I think the militiamen have a right to think that they can be in danger with these people in power. So I think that they have a valid point that they want to get these people out of the government to protect themselves. And so all in all, I think that the political isolation bill should be enacted.
It's just logical. I agree with you, Brianna. That's just what should happen.
Thank you.
All right, back to you, John. Very interesting stuff there on how people feel about Libyan politics. Now let's go to our next top story. John?
Well, thanks a lot for the voice of the people, Craig. Now we're going to be going to Ryan Brown, lead environmental specialist at our department, with a story on elephants.
Environmental specialist Ryan Brown here, on the ground in Africa, where poachers have been poaching elephants for their tusks. The poachers have been gaining the whereabouts of the elephants from villagers who they exchange food with. The special forces in Chad have been putting together an anti-poaching effort in which they have succeeded in doubling the elephant population to 700 through. Back to you, John.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. Now here's Craig Maxwell with the voice of the people.
Thanks, John. With Izzy, and we're here to talk about what she thinks about, the elephant teams who are protecting elephants in Africa.
Yes, Craig, thank you. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan of these elephant men running around doing stuff for elephants, because I think, don't we all just kind of feel like an elephant sometimes?
I agree. And I think most people will too. Right?
Like that? Kind of like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
like that.
I think that elephants are great things and deserve to be saved by these my homeboys over here running around saving the elephants.
Yeah, and I think everyone agrees with it here, to say the least. I'm glad elephants are being saved. All right, back to you, John. It's really glad to hear everyone cares about elephants in Africa. Now, John, let's go on to our next story here.
Well, we have a really nice story here with ground reporter Alex Hunter. He has a story on a great charity that is helping kids in Africa.
It's really great stuff.
Thanks, John. Now a story from Kenya. Alive and Kicking, a charitable organization producing soccer balls made from locally sourced leather, is providing soccer balls to children who otherwise would not have them. These soccer balls are printed with HIV and AIDS prevention messages, with over 500,000 sold so far. This charity is really helping out Africa. I'm glad it's happening.
Thanks a lot, Alex. That's a really moving story. Now, here's Craig Maxwell with the voice of the people.
Thanks, John. Special guest reporter Craig Maxwell here. And about those soccer balls, I think they're great personally, but we got to see how the people feel about them. So I'm here with Caroline Edger, and I want to know what you think the significance is of these soccer balls and their messages to African kids. What do you think about that?
I think that the organization is sending a very great message to the African children. About protecting their safety and
malaria?
yes,
Yeah, I agree. I think, do you think most people would agree with that?
definitely.
I agree. All right, back to you, John. As you can see, this charity is doing leaps and bounds for Africa, and I'm sure it's doing great things for the kids, and I'm glad it's educating the populace about these terrible diseases. Now, John, what's left for tonight?
Well, actually, Craig, it looks like we're done. So, thanks a lot for coming by and watching Africa Action News Network, and, well, stay classy, Africa.
Baba,